Favorite covers of 2022? That's a challenge I can get behind. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Before we get into the subject of today, if at any point you like or see what you hear, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know anytime we upload any future videos. Also be sure to caress that thumbs up button. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithm gods. With that said, let's jump right on into the meat of today's video. So as you know, we are huge fans of the Bearded and Cole comic cover challenge, and they did not disappoint with the first one out of the gate for 2023, and it was simple. What were your favorite covers from 2022? So I have 10 here. I will definitely say that it was kind of hard to do this one because, you know, of course, going back through your boxes, I don't have it dated as to when I bought something, so I really had to make sure that these were things that I got in 2022, or at least for a couple of them. There are some of them that were no doubters. I know I got them last year. So I've got 10 of them. So with that said, let's jump right on to it with the very first one. Alright. So starting off, we got from DC, the Flashpoint Beyond #1 cover. This is done by Mitch Gerads. Hopefully I pronounced that correct. Put that back so everybody can see a hole. Yeah, I absolutely love this cover. I'm a big fan of the Thomas Wayne Batman just because I like the darker kind of anti-hero nature to that character. So when I saw this on the rack, I had no idea that this storyline was even being done. I grabbed it anyway because, one, it was a great looking cover, and two, because of the fact that that Batman was on, I was like, I've got to read this. So yeah, been a big fan of it ever since. I still haven't finished the story arc yet, so definitely am looking forward to doing that. If you have, no spoilers down in the comments, please. Alrighty, so next cover is an ash can that we got in our Patreon from Garrett Gunn. This was one that Garrett had shown the concept of like a year or two before we got the ash can, and Jay had mentioned it something to him. I was like, hey man, when are we getting this? And he goes, you know, be careful what you wish for. So we finally got it, and this is going to be for a series. Hopefully it comes out very soon. This is The Adventures of Blind Justice and Friends. I'm going to get up close so you can see everything. I love this cover. It is done by Chris Campana, who I believe also did most of the character design for this book and the art. It's an amazing cover. Just the ash can itself has me super excited for when the whole series comes out. It is going to be very, very cool. So I can't wait to see it. Alright. So, this next one, hopefully Jay doesn't get mad at me, but this was one of those, it was too good a cover to pass up, and I love it. You've probably seen him do unboxings for most of this series here at the house. But this is going to be Gaslighters #3, cover L. And this is probably... And they do a lot of covers. When I say a lot, I'm talking there's probably 20 to 30 covers per Kickstarter campaign. Sorry for the reflection. Just trying to make sure I show it to you guys right. But this cover was done by, and this is the one name I know I'm going to get wrong, Blondinki Tezgraja. I'm pretty sure I absolutely destroyed that name, and I do apologize. If anybody happens to know how to pronounce it, please let me know. I want to make sure that I do get that right moving forward. But yeah, Gaslighters is super fun. The next campaign that they have up for this book, you definitely should check this series out. It is like a Harley Quinn, but she's a vampire and kind of a hunter. It's one of the coolest things I've read. The art is gorgeous throughout. And like I said, you get a lot of cover choices for not a whole lot of money, and there's a ton of extras. The campaigns always do well, so you get probably 15 to 20 just extras from the fact that the campaign unlocks all its stretch goals. They also have another series called Bad Wolf that, #2, depending on when this video airs, probably launched within about the last week, but it is live on Kickstarter, so definitely check it out if you want to see more of the work from this crew, because they are absolutely top-notch. Alright, so this next one that I've got for you guys is probably one that I think I've had on a cover challenge already, but this is best of 2022, so this was definitely worth bringing it back for that. But this is Spider-Squirrel #1, their movie poster variant, and I think you can guess which movie this is based off of. This cover is done by DC Stoltner. When I first learned about the book, I thought it was intriguing to begin with. But when it came to covers, I wasn't really sure until this variant popped up while I was scrolling through, and from then on I was like, okay, when #2 comes out, if he does another movie poster thing, I'm going to jump on that. And basically, I think that's going to be a running theme throughout the series, is I'm going to get movie theater poster covers, so I'm going to keep going with that. We're 3 issues in, and actually right now on Kickstarter is the trade for Volume 1, which is issues 1 through 3. Very, very good pricing. Not to mention you can get single issues of the books if you prefer, and you can get single issues of a few other books that Charlie McKelvey, who's the writer and creator of the series, and just check it out. He's super talented. He's got a lot of cool things going on, so definitely worth checking out. The story is very much a fun, lighthearted superhero story. So if you want to have your superhero but not it be so serious or dark like DC and Marvel can be sometimes, this is definitely that kind of book for you. Okay, this next one is going to be probably the hardest one to come across on camera because it is just a full-blown chromium cover. But this is Ragnarok #1. The original cover is done by Jacques, and that's what this is, but it's the chromium variant. It was a very limited version for the Kickstarter campaign, so I will try to move this slowly so you can see it. And I got the original cover as well, but I had to get this one just because, for a couple of reasons really. One, because I love chromium covers, but two, this book was the first one that Dave Lentz wrote or had a part in writing. Dave Lentz, as you know, is a friend of ours and probably one of, if not the best letterer in comics. Him and Justin Birch are two dudes that, when it comes to lettering, absolutely nail it out of the park every time. So when Dave told us that he was, helping to write this and writing it, we had to back it because, you got to support your buddies, especially when it's something good like this. And it was definitely not a disappointment. So yeah, definitely check it out. Hopefully issue 2 will come sometime this year. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to ask Dave or Mike Tiener, who is the owner and co-writer and with Bad Bug. So we'll see. So let's pray. All right. Now, I've been waiting for an excuse to use a cover from Peach Momoko in one of these challenges, and I got one finally. Peach Momoko is an absolutely amazing artist. Her covers are stunning. It doesn't matter what series she's working on, but for this particular one, I decided to use her variant that she did for Ghost Rider. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. I saw this on the rack, had no idea that there was a Peach Momoko cover for this series, but I kind of wanted to check out a Ghost Rider comic, so I was like, cool, #1, I'll grab it. Then I saw this, and I'm like, yeah, that's the cover for me. I immediately put the one I had in my hand back, grabbed this, it was worth it. And I don't really remember the comic that well, so I can't tell you whether I liked it or not. So I'm definitely going to have to reread that and go probably pick up the trade because I want to say this is far along enough. I think I got this early to mid last year. This is probably far along enough that I can find a trade at this point, so yeah. But yeah, Peach Momoko, absolutely one of my favorite artists, period. Alright, so this next one is going to be probably the second hardest cover to show. Again, probably because of the reflection from being in the bag and everything, but also because of the color. But this is Legend of Oz, Age of Ozma, and this is a Kendrick Lim cover, but it is a satin emerald foil variant, so check this out. This is the only book I have in my entire collection that looks like this. It is so cool. This is from Big Dog Inc., owned and run by Tom Hutchinson. The guy is super cool, at least from the several interviews that I've seen him on. Great personality, super smart mind, super creative. He's got an amazing array of books. You definitely have to check them out if you've never heard of them, because this series, along with several others, that he has, are really, really good. And one of those, I can't believe that, honestly, they're not bigger, but at the same time, I think Tom likes it that way because now he can focus on the quality rather than trying to, push out quantity. So and these are all high quality books. So yeah. All right. Now, I already have one Bad Bug book, but I had to give you two because not only is the series good, but this cover, to me, is probably my favorite Bad Bug cover of the entire year last year. And this is Dead and Moon #2. This is their cover. I know it's just a variant cover. I don't remember which letter or number, but this is done by Bez Studio. And yeah, instant. You scroll through the campaign, this cover pops up. It was a no-brainer that this was the one I was going to go with. I absolutely love this. Then yes, the horse actually does have the purple flames and everything around it in the book, but it's super cool. To give you an idea of probably more what the inside of the book looks like, it's closer to this cover, interior wise. But yeah, I mean, this was when I got the variant, I had to get it. So again, Bad Bug is starting out strong. They've got one Kickstarter going now for I can't remember the book right now. Yeah. We'll put it down here somewhere, probably right as I'm pointing. But yeah, they've got one Kickstarter already going, and it's called Bobby Joe, and that's gonna be a fun one. It's written by Scott Wilkie, who is the same writer for Dead and Moon, and he's said he's very proud of how this book turned out, which says a lot because Scott is super talented just based on this and the little bit I've seen of his graphic novel Periwinkle that we should be getting in soon. So, yeah, I'm super excited to get Bobby Joe in. I know Jay he backed that campaign, so we're definitely getting a copy. Excited to read it and excited to see everything that Bad Bug's bringing out this year. All right, so I'm just going to tell you right now, these last two, these are books that you've heard us talk about a lot, but these are also some versions of these books that have a little bit of a special meaning to us. So this next one is Pocus Hocus #1, and it is the metal cover variant for Brian Belondo's main cover of #1. And yeah, this is it's a special series because, like I said, we've become such good friends with pretty much all of the creative team. And so I knew, and I always told Alan, I was like, please, you have to do metal covers. You have to do metal covers. And they finally did it on the campaign for #4. And not only did they just give you metal covers, they give you metal covers for every single issue. And I knew I wanted to use the Brian cover because I love him so much. So yeah. Alright, so last but certainly not least, this is Good Boy #1. This is a blood foil variant of the Kit Wallace main cover. I chose this one for a couple of reasons. One, of course, just look at it. It was a limited version that they had during their Good Boy World Tour that Dr. Christie and Garrett Gunn did all around the country last year. They just happened to come to our LCS during that tour. We spent the entire day with them. You want to talk about an experience that I will never forget. That, for me, was one, along with meeting, of course, Alan and Will and having lunch with them. I was so nervous. I'm not going to lie. You can ask Jay. You can ask Jenna. I'm sitting there sweating bullets for whatever reason. And they're all like, just relax, man. They're going to be cool. sure enough, man, they were amazing people. We just sat there and had a great conversation, had dinner with them. They signed pretty much every special cover that we had for Good Boy and any other comics that they had written or co-wrote together. So that's one of those covers that it just means a lot to me for that. And so for that reason, it makes the 2022 best covers. All right, so yeah, that is my cover challenge. Hopefully you guys enjoyed everything that I had to show. I know some of the covers were hard to see. I'm debating on doing it next time, kind of like Bearded did for this time, and just putting the covers up on the screen and whatnot, so that it's a much clearer picture of what the cover actually looks like. But nonetheless, I still like showing it, especially for some of those like chrome covers and the metal covers, so you can really see the detail in how the cover looks. But you never know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling next time. Maybe I'll be a little lazier. But yeah, as always, you stay safe, stay healthy. We'll catch you next time. Later, everybody.